Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nique Chats, my magic and mostly mentalism review show. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about something called Offstage by Alexander Marsh. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending some time with me today. So on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about a video download from the 1914, okay? And I've said enough about my love for the stuff that the 1914 puts out. And also, I've also talked about, my love for Alexander Marsh, all right, who is a real worker, all right? In fact, he's one of my favorite, professional performers. I've spoken about his work, in a previous episode that I did for another project of his with the 1914 called Thy Will Be Done, all right? So if you're interested in that episode, do check it out on my channel. But yeah, let's get down to today's episode. So Offstage is actually a collection, okay, of 5 routines from the repertoire of Alex Marsh, okay? Now these are routines that are meant to be performed off stage, okay? Hence the title of the project, Offstage, in, casual settings. So the list of the routines on the project include something called paperback reader, something called subconscious currency, there is spin the bottle, memories, as well as a routine called charades. So what do you get when you purchase Offstage? Okay, so Offstage is available from the 1914. When you purchase Offstage, it will be made available on your 1914 account. I believe it is a 2-hour or so tutorial video, all right? And on the video, Alex will take you through everything that you need to know about the project. There will be studio performances of each of the effects. Then Alex will break down the methods behind the effects in detail. There will also be live performances of each of the effects for real people, so you can actually see how they play out in the real world. Everything is shot really well, in the signature 1914 style. And then at the end of the video, Alex will also give you some closing thoughts as well to bring the whole project to a close. So Alex starts off the video project with a confession, okay? And it is actually a confession that I kind of share with him as well, so I totally understand where he's coming from. So he admits that he really doesn't like performing close-up mentalism. And I can understand why as well, in the past when I was doing like mix and mingle, walk around, strolling, table hopping kind of performances, I've always had that, really awkward kind of a feeling like I was, interrupting people who were there to just basically catch up with their friends and to network. So yeah, Alex shares that sentiment with me. It's not our kind of favorite, kind of venue or format to perform mentalism under. All right, we really much prefer to be on stage doing our show. That being said, as with Alex, all right, I still enjoy performing casually, all right, close-up mentalism in a casual kind of an environment. Because in those kinds of settings, I think, the dynamic between you and the audience is different, right? Because they want to watch you perform, as opposed to, in a very high-end corporate environment where everyone is just busy and you're kind of just interrupting them. So all the routines on this project, can be performed in those kinds of really casual settings, all right? There's almost, no setup. Okay, you can use any like borrowed objects, there's like a borrowed book, all you need are just some things to write stuff down with, index cards, bits of paper, a pen or a pencil, and you are really just ready to perform at any time. So let's talk about the routines, all right? So the first routine is a routine called paperback reader. Okay, so this is a book test, all right, that uses a borrowed book. Okay, so there are a couple of versions out there which I do use from time to time. I don't really perform with a book, in a casual kind of a setting, but if I were to be in a bookstore and if I just want to, have some fun with like friends who are around me, I would just use Mark Paul's AAA book test. So this is Alex's handling, all right, of performing a book test, with any kind of borrowed paperback. Okay, it will work with a hardback book. Okay, but as you will find out, okay, it can be slightly painful. I like this handling, okay, I like it a lot because I have something kind of similar as well that I kind of came up with, I suppose, okay, but it's a different handling from Alex's. The approach is similar, but the kind of choreography is slightly different. The next routine is called subconscious currency. Okay, so this is actually a serial number divination effect. Okay, so well, what happens is you kind of buy a bill from a spectator. Okay, and from there, the bill can be placed away from you. You know, they can hold it in their hands. It's a borrowed bill. Okay, and then from there, you can just really cleanly, you know, divine the serial number. This is something that is really fun to perform, I think. All right, really sneaky as well, really cheeky, and it uses a move that I'm really quite fond of. It's got many applications. You know, not just within the context of bills. It can be used with playing cards, billets, envelopes even. So yeah, I'm slightly biased because I like the method, okay, but as applied to this effect, I think it's also an effective use of it. So the next routine is a routine called spin the bottle. Okay, now this is not like a commonly played game from where I am here in Singapore. You know, I mean, I know the concept of it, okay, but we don't play this game here. Okay, so presentationally, you have a bottle, right, on the table, and some index cards are kind of given out to spectators, and each of them are asked to write down the name of their first kiss. The cards are mixed up, they're collected back, they're mixed up, they're, you know, put into a circle on the table. The bottle is spun, all right, on the table. Wherever it stops, you pick up that card, and then from there, you're able to kind of work out, you know, whose card is whose. So this is kind of like a psychometry kind of a routine, you know, similar to kind of Enemann's pseudo-psychometry kind of an effect. But, well, I'm not sure how much I can say, but the approach, okay, to working out whose card is whose is quite clever, I think. It's really simple. It's as simple as it can get, okay? And I really enjoyed, you know, just learning it. So depending on the number of people you perform the effect for, all right, the effect can be quite free, I think, because you're really quite free to deliver the effect in any way you know, so desire, okay? And speaking of desire, okay, the effect actually ends with a kind of like a mind reading kind of a demonstration as well, because you kind of perform something similar to Max Maven's desire, okay, that routine, okay? So Alex uses that to close off this routine. So the next routine is a routine called memories. Okay, now this one, it's probably my favorite one on the project. Okay, because what happens is you have two spectators. They think of just, you know, memories from their childhood. Okay, and then, you know, you kind of read their minds. You take a bit of index card. You write something down for the first spectator, something down for the second spectator, you know, you have a little chat about what the memories were, and then at the end, you show both pieces of paper, both pieces of index card, and you show that you've accurately kind of, you know, described or, you know, read, all right, what these memories are. So the look of the effect is quite clean, all right, because there's nothing written down, all right, by the spectators, okay? So it uses a kind of, you know, a pretty standard mentalism method, I think, okay? Now this one, you will require the use of, well, a gimmick, okay, that, you know, most mentalists, you know, myself included, all right, we tend to carry around with us. So I won't be telling you what this gimmick is, but I will give you the kind of script that mentalists normally use with it. All right, sir, please name me any two-digit number.
23.
23? Why 23? Why? Why? All right, so I think you will know what the gimmick is, all right? So yeah, if you don't have one that you already use, Alex also describes, you know, briefly how to make your own at home as well. So the last and final routine on the project is a routine called Charades. So this is a routine where, well, it's a really sneaky method, okay? So what happens is, well, we all know the game Charades, right? Someone thinks of something, and then through the use of like sign language, they're kind of supposed to kind of, you know, cue people, all right, those who are playing, what they are thinking of. So the routine is kind of like that, all right? One spectator thinks of a movie, one thinks of the title of a book, I believe, and the third one thinks of the name of a song. And then from there, what happens is the first round is played for real, all right? You kind of have everyone just try to guess what this first spectator is thinking of, okay? So he goes through all the kind of sign language and stuff to kind of cue you what he's thinking of, and eventually people will guess the correct movie. And then from there you take it a step further. With the second spectator, you have them just think of the name of the title of the book, okay, and then without any sign language, okay, and without speaking, you just look at them. They try to send you the title of the book, and you can tell them the title of the book. And then for the third spectator, they kind of hum the tune that they're thinking of in their head, and then from there you will be able to kind of work it out as well. Now, this is a reveal that I really liked a lot. Alex does it beautifully. He delivers it really convincingly, and yeah, I really like this reveal. I'm actually thinking about how I can incorporate a reveal like that in my own stage show. So that was Charades, all right? Now, the only thing I can say is that the method is really, really sneaky, okay? Because, well, let's just say the spectators perform the method for you. Yeah. So those are the 5 routines on the project, okay? They are just really fun routines to perform, I think, because Alex himself, right, is a really fun kind of a performer, right? Really relaxed. He's not the, the mysterious, serious mind master kind of a character. And he's just really friendly, really relaxed, really casual, and that's his style, all right? And I think it comes across really nicely in these routines. The routines are really strong. I think there's a good variety of mind reading kind of effects, all right? Because each of them kind of look different than the one before. So just by performing like maybe just 1 or 2 of these routines back to back, I think it would already make for a really nice, tidy, strong, casual set. What I liked about this project, especially, all right, for a professional performer, all right, such as Alex, was that there were live performances of each of these effects on the project, all right, on the video, because it's just really useful, right, to see how these routines play out in real life. So having videos where you can actually watch, the creator perform these routines live, right, in the real world, I just thought that was really, really helpful, okay? And plus, it's a joy to watch Alex perform as well. So all in, it was a really fun project to work through, all right, to learn from. So if you'd like to have a look at, some really strong but simple close-up casual routines, all right, mentalism routines, then yeah, I can recommend you have a look at Offstage by Alexander Marsh. Once again, I'd like to thank D. Christopher over at the 1914 for letting me have a look at this so that I can chat about it with you guys on this show. If you'd like to pick up a copy of Offstage for yourselves, I will leave the link in the description box down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it as well. Till the next episode, do stay safe, take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on a future episode of Nique Chats.